Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. 50 Cent's life is in danger. I'm going to give it to you raw from a street perspective where this Big Meech 50 Cent beef with Meech doing the third party alleged corporation with Tammy Cohen. Sit back, enjoy the ride, subscribe to my daughter YouTube channel, Juanita Mecca Audio. Let's keep it popping. All right. You know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. We here. I'm going to give it to you raw. I know y'all come here to get it raw, so I'm going to give it to you raw. We're going to take Big Meech name out of it, 50 name out of it. I might slide it in, but this is not about 50 Cent or Big Meech. This is about if this beef actually happened in the street, what would happen? Got it? So pay attention. So this is not saying Big Meech is hot. This is not take 50 Cent side because he's from New York. I'm just going to give it to you raw, how the beef will play out. And we're going to play this joint over here by Rizzle. Big Meech nephew threatens 50 Cent in a leaked audio is what the title says. And it said 50 Cent's react. Now, I'm going to react. So I don't need y'all putting in the comments, it's clickbait, it's this, that. Because I'm telling you, I'm reacting to this video. But I'm going to tap back into the 80s when I was on the street and how this would play out on the street. Not on social media. All right? Now, let's get it popping. This is Big Meech, nephew, a dude from the projects over there, called in to Sean G, and he letting it be known that Meech is like an uncle to him, and this is how he feels about Meech. And that's the key to this video message today.
You know what I'm saying? He's a big homie from the hood. He's like an uncle. I look at him as like an uncle, though.
Okay. And where you from in St. Louis?
Peabody Projects.
Oh, you from Peabody. All right.
Now, Cuffy's accusing Meech of playing games because he introduced him to Tammy Cohen, who turned out to be a government informant.
Big Meech's nephew just came for 50 Cent in some leaked audio. And
now this is deep. They're saying that someone that is beefing nephew, right, is now coming at him for something that he said. So that means that 50 don't even know where it's coming from because he don't even know what this man look like, and he don't know what the next man look like that might come at him and feel that they violating Meech, who's their comrade. Because, you know, we roll for our comrades. You know how that is. I'm just keeping it 100. So now here it is, a nephew in the Peabody Projects down there in Ohio is saying that, y'all, you know, that's family. You know what I mean? He violating. So pay attention now. 50, don't sleep. And don't y'all watching it sleep thinking that these social media beefs could end easy. It don't always end easy. 50, you the biggest on top. You know what I mean? Not wishing nothing on nobody, but man, we ain't trying to see no crazy headlines, big bro. All right? On neither party.
you know 50 ain't the type to let something like that slide. The drama between 50 and the BMF family is heating up, and it looks like things are getting way more personal. From 50 calling out Big Meech and his son Lil Meech, to now beefing with Meech's nephew. This whole situation is spiraling fast. And if you know anything about 50, you already know he's gonna react in the most petty and entertaining way possible.
And that's what the problem is right there, right? Because he's taking it as, you know, it's entertaining. This is what he do with social media. He's living in a big mansion. We know 50's a gangster. We already know he'll bust his gun. He already took 9 hot ones. So, you know, he's certified as far as from the streets. But as far as a lot of this talking that's going on, I don't agree with it. But that's entertainment. That's trolling. That's how y'all do it. So I guess it falls in a different category, right? But now where I'm at with this is that you got 50 Cent don't know where the beef may come from when he travels and does a tour, a book signing, or whatever he do. We understand that 50 has those security guards with him and bodyguards with him and all that, but that's just one thing. There's another thing called a bullet that has no name. You don't even have to walk up on the person. You know, so let's not let it go there, because see, 50 have a lot of fans. He got millions of followers on Instagram, social media, but Meech has loyal comrades. And that's what 50 is negating, because he's judging it that Meech just came home. He's not trying to go back to jail so I could do what I want because he's not going to crash out. But I know many men that just came out that will crash out. And I know many type of men that will crash out for their comrade they know can't crash out, and they know their life is at a standstill, so they have no problem sacrificing their life to unalive somebody and spend the rest of their life in jail to keep their comrade's name clean, because they know their comrade is elevating and they're stuck right here and they feel like I'm just ready to go. And you don't know if Meech got a couple of those people. And the crazy part is, they don't even have to know Meech. These could be just people that been following the BMS story, that just take it like, oh man, they dissing my man, I ain't gonna let him do that. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we at. So that's why this social media trolling, it gets real dangerous, deadly, and violent, and we not trying to have y'all get caught up.
So, 50's been going at Big Meech and his people for a minute now. It all started when 50 started throwing shade at Big Meech, basically calling him a snitch. And y'all know calling somebody a rat in this industry, that's like fighting words. Then 50 took it up a notch and started posting stuff on Instagram, pictures, lyrics, all kinds of subliminal shots. But when he posted that rat emoji alongside Rick Ross lyrics, oh, it was on. And on Tuesday, February 25th, 50 hopped on social media with some supposed legal documents, claiming they proved that Big Meech participated in third-party cooperation with federal informants. The paperwork came from social media personality 1090 Jake, and according to 50, it shows how Tammy Cowens allegedly used info from Big Meech to help the feds take down snow traffickers. We're talking serious stuff here, and it's not just rumors. Names are being named and cases are getting brought up. Then there's Lil Meech, who plays his father on 50's BMF series. You'd think they'd have a solid working relationship, but 50 started airing him out too. He claimed Lil Meech had some serious issues on set, even alleging that the dude had a substance use problem and had to go to rehab. And get this, 50 even said that other cast members like Russell Hornsby and producers saw Lil Meech's behavior firsthand. Then came 42 Doug, who allegedly gave Big Meech $100,000 when he got out of prison.
Let me ask y'all this. What the hell do any of this have to do with the public? What does any of this have to do with the public? If 42 Dub gave him $100,000, I think 42 Dub came back and said he didn't, but if he did give him, that would have been the right thing to do. Man from your hometown coming home, because back in my days, because we ride, back in my days, a man go to prison, right? He come out of jail, you don't even have to know him. If he comes in the neighborhood and your man brings him to you and he with him and you see him and you could tell that prison, what we call that prison glow on him, right? If you could see that prison glow on him and, you know, you throw a dog a bone. It's what we call it. You throw a dog a bone. Now, dudes come out of jail doing decades and get nothing. But let me say this, they are owed nothing, right? They owed nothing because they did what was supposed to be done. You know what I mean? And that's it. They did exactly what was supposed to be done, and that was to shut their heck up, because they the ones that got caught because they slipped and the movements that they made. So it's not right to bring your comrade in. And that's what this whole video and conversation is about. That's why I say don't get involved in the street. Don't go on the street. It's not worth it, because you have situations like this. Now, Meech lived on, his legacy of being that trigger, you know? And now 50 just crushed that. I know men that would, as y'all call, crash out behind that. Like I said, I know men that's friends of men, you know, that would crash out for the man that they're a friend of for that. So don't think that this is going to end easy, quickly, even if they say it's good. You don't know if the next person feel it's good or he still might want to reach out, you know what I mean? And do what he feels is right from a street side and from his side.
50 wasn't feeling that at all. 50 hopped on Instagram with his usual petty energy, calling Doug out and saying that the 100K should have gone to his own people instead of Meech. And in classic 50 fashion, he did it in a way that made sure everyone knew he wasn't playing. He posted saying, "Your daddy, my ninja, I love you, and cheese cause of Q. You made a mistake giving Screech $100,000. You could have given that to your ninjas. You always been hard-headed. WTF." But 42 Doug wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back on his Instagram stories, standing by Big Meech and making it clear that no one was going to convince him to turn his back on Detroit. And when blogs started running with the $100,000 story, Doug shut it down completely, calling it fake news. After all the back and forth and snitching allegations, 50 Cent dropped some text messages, and y'all, the streets have been waiting for this.
You see what I'm saying? 50 Cent dropped some text messages and now the streets is waiting for it. They doing all of this. I mean, come on, man. Show the paperwork. We're supposed to wait until this Tammy Cohen documentaries drop to see the paperwork, and until then, you know, we're supposed to come up here and yell, Meech is hot, Meech is hot, he's a rat, he's a rat. Is that what we're supposed to do? Because you made a statement that he's hot? Yeah, I see all the paperwork, see the court things and all that, but, you know, the same way when you go to trial, how one piece of paper could exonerate you. You know, let me take you on a ride. I'm gonna give you an example. There was a joint, right? There was a joint. It was in my case, right? My co-defendant, one of them said that felt like they was pressured by the other co-defendant that he had to body the dude. If he didn't body the dude, they was gonna do something to him. They looking for the dude, so the dude kept him hostage with him wherever he went. So he knew that the dude already done killed his baby mama when she was 6 months pregnant. Baby lived. Knew he done blew another dude head off, and then now here he go tell him that you got to blow this dude head off for $800 ounce that he owe. And dude don't really want to do it because he ain't really cut like that. He from down in the South, wasn't raised around the violence. And, you know, so now when he got that going on, you know, co-defendant goes and they catch up with the dude, and dude points the gun at him and he fires and it shoots him in his chin and blows his whole chin off his face. So now they go a man laying down with no chin. So then now the aggressive one that done bodied his baby moms and everything, he stands over him and he smacks the crap out of him. Pow, pow, pow. You know, and he takes the pistol and he stands over him and say, "This is how you air dude out." And he fired 4 shots in what they call the upper torso. That's up in the chest area. So now dude is unalive. So now they go to trial. Dude go to trial in the state, he beat it twice. But he remember when he went to trial in the state, there was a piece of paper that he saw, one of the police reports. So he see the police report. So he comes back now, and when he's going to federal trial and he's sitting next to me and they talking and he's telling me about it, and he mentions about this piece of paper, I said, "Have your lawyer look for it." He said, "Man, my lawyer been looking. He can't find it." He said he didn't see it because I got a new lawyer from the state. So he looked for it. And while he's sitting there looking for it, you know, they never find it, right? So now as the trial goes on and the trial begins and, you know, they bring the agent on the stand and all that, they winds up finding that one piece of paper and everything. Look, what would you say if somebody said they pointed a gun at somebody and, you know, a 357 Magnum and, you know, bow, you know, and bust the Magnum in somebody's face, you know? And then the person is dead. That means that he killed him, right? So that's the first thing you think. So therefore, he's guilty of sin. He done had 2 trials in the state, 2 missed trials, and now he's going to trial with it, and the feds brought in on a RICO charge, because that's how they do it. So now when they bring it up on a RICO charge, they get that one piece of paper that said that he fired the gun in the chin, and the co-defendant smacked him, took the gun, and stood over him and aired him out with 4 shots to the torso. That's all they needed was that one piece of paper. But before that, he was guilty of sin for murder all day. But they get that one piece of paper, they put the medical examiner on there, and they ask the medical examiner which bullet out those 5 bullets, 1 to the face, blowing the chin off, and 4 to the torso, is the one that was the fatal shot. And they said 1 to the torso. So then my co-defendant's lawyer said, aha, my client fired the shot at his face and hit him in his face. And the medical examiner said, yeah, well, that wasn't a life-threatening wound. We could have put that back together with reconstructive surgery and constructive surgery, and went through all this old fancy legal jargon. But long story short, my co-defendant wound up beating it and went home. When I get in the car to go drive back to Virginia Beach County Jail, and they had all these helicopters and police escort around me, I look over and I see my co-defendant that was on trial with me for 2 weeks standing there with his jacket over his chest with his cheap white shirt on. Because none of us wanted to buy a suit. Said, we're not even buying no suit for these dudes. So they gave us a suit. So he's sitting there with that same penitentiary cheap suit on, right? And I looked at him and I felt so good in my heart. And I seen him looking at me, but it was tinted windows, so he couldn't see. But he know what van I was in because he came with me that morning before he got acquitted. And he just gave me one of these, you know? And I rolled off in the van with the police escort, helicopter escort, and went back to Virginia Beach County Jail to get prepared to get sentenced to life plus 20 because my fight kept going. Rest in peace to my co-defendant. He went out there and still chose to do what he wanted to do and wound up getting murdered himself. But that's what happens, and that's what we're trying to prevent with 50 Cent, that he don't understand. You know what I mean? Slow down, big bro. You calling a man from the street that's labeled a certified gangster, if he ratted and he is a snitch, then he loses all of that. But until all the paperwork is present, like that one paperwork I just talked about, my co-defendant that freed him from that murder, but he didn't have to go to 3 trials in order to beat it. But that one paper freed him because it just didn't sound right. That's the same thing happening with Meech, and I'm not going to sit here and jump out there and say that he's a rat because we're dealing with an emotionally scarred woman right now, and she's speaking from scardom. She's not speaking from, from a sensible place. She's speaking because she's angry, you know what I mean, that Meech came home and now he no longer want to do business with her after she done got him way up there. So that was disloyalty to her as well for Meech, but it's not disloyalty because she's a government informant. So mother F her. That's how the street look at it. I'm just keeping it 100. So whoever talk about they feel sorry for Tammy, you're on the right track to being a good civilian. Continue to pay your taxes and do what you're supposed to do. But from a street point of view, Tammy is a S-bag. The worst form of a human being. So to feel sorry that Meech dogged her and went to somebody else, I could never feel that way. Because I'm not all the way on the street side yet where y'all at. Because I still feel a certain way about rat bastards. And, that's the way it is. But let's get back to that, all right?
His text messages said, "Laugh out loud, I'm not going to blow you up, bro." But Cuffy's nephew said he has the audio of him and 42 Doug on the 3-way with Meech. They about to drop it. Him confronting Meechum and Meech putting with Tammy. He got the records to prove it. So basically, Bebe, Cuffy's nephew, 42 Doug, and Big Meech were all on this 3-way call. And let me tell you, it went left real quick. When the audio finally leaked, it gave us all the drama we've been hearing about. In this call, Bebe starts pressing Big Meech hard. He's asking the questions everybody's been wondering. Why was Meech still rocking with Tammy Cowens after everything that went down with Cuffy? If she really snitched and helped take down BMF associates, why hasn't Meech distanced himself from her?
He played a third point role in it.
Okay, so listen.
If he's paying attention or giving some type of explanation to Doug that he ain't giving to the world.
But instead of clearing things up, Big Meech stays defensive. He tells Bebe that he doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Not Bebe, not the streets, nobody. Meech straight up said that if people think he's snitching, they should show the paperwork. And we...
So I said it wrong in the beginning, so let me correct that before the rat bastards go get at it. It looks like that might have been Bebe on the call at the beginning. Somebody put it in the comment and school me, because what I do with these videos is I watch them for the first time so you can get a fresh reaction. I don't study them and come up here faking. My joint is all authentic. You know what I mean? So everybody want to bite my style, that's what it is. I watched the video for the first time with my viewers, like we're watching this together. We just stumbled on this on the NewsTube feed line while we sitting in our car, living room, laying in the bed or wherever we at. But at the beginning, I thought that was Meech's nephew that was on the phone with Ron G. But that was Bebe, I think. Y'all put it in the comment, but y'all understand how the message go, because remember I said at the beginning, the disclaimer, we're taking Meech and we taking 50 Cent out of it, and we just saying how it would play out if it was on the street. So please, get it right. Don't come up here with the stupid comments. Oh, he said it was Meech's nephew, but it was Bebe who's Cuffy's nephew. Whoever's nephew it is, that's how they rolling for their uncle or their comrade that they look up to and consider as a nephew. And like I said, I'm watching this for the first time. I'm enjoying it, and I think that's why a lot of y'all enjoy it, because I might say some old wacky stuff and mix the facts up. But, you know, I'm open for correction. I've been going 26 and a half years, so I don't know all this. I don't even know about BMF. I read their book when I was in jail that the white reporter wrote, and I think it was excellent. I give that 5 stars. You know what I mean? And 10 thumbs up. It was real informative. They were doing their thing. And there's one of his co-defendants that, you know, I respect. I don't know everything about it, but I respect him because his name is Kiki. I met Kiki. And when I read about Kiki, I think, was married to the mayor's daughter, and they was trying to get the mayor because the daughter was allegedly caught up with Kiki's business. And in order to free the mayor and the daughter, his wife, so they can move forward, you know, he pled guilty to life in prison to free his woman. That's like my man Eastwood, you know, another one, you know, a good comrade that does what need to be done. Eastwood was down in Virginia. Clinton Matthews is his name. Big shout out to Dre in the wheelchair. That's family all day, right? Mighty Uptown, you know what I mean? Big Ock Uptown. It's the Uptown crew. But Disco, you know, I could go on a whole bunch of them down there, but yeah, they were fly dudes. They had Virginia on lock. They was down there same time I was down there, same time Booby from the Booby Boys was down there. I mean, Big Chuck from Brooklyn, the Haitian Chuck, you know what I mean? Everybody was down there. AZ even had work down there at the time. Everybody had work in the Tidewater area at that time. But we talking about Eastwood. Okay, Eastwood went to trial. And he stood up at trial and got on the stand. He fighting for his life. They had him on the CCE, which is the RICO, for drugs. And he actually took the stand, got up on the stand, and freed his girl and his comrades that was going to trial with him. And straight up said, look, it wasn't no drug empire. I sold drugs. You know, when the drugs was found in my girl's house, I put it there. She didn't know it was there. When dude got caught with the 2 keys, he didn't know the 2 keys was in the car. I gave him the car to drive and never told him it was in the car. And they all went home, and he took his life sentence, and then Obama pardoned him. But that's how gangsters go. And that's why I'm telling you, if you not cut like that, get out the street. It's not worth it, not worth it, not worth it. Don't say we didn't tell you here at Unique Mecca Audio, all right?
We already know 50 Cent claimed to have that paperwork ready to go.
Good for about another minute. I say, you see what I'm saying? Look what I'm telling you. He's like, girls like, oh man, that ain't how that car's supposed to win. What did that 5G supposed to go?
Bebe wasn't letting up though. He kept calling Meech out.
Yeah, Bebe. See, I said it wrong at the beginning, so y'all could go ahead and bash me in the comments. I said it wrong at the beginning. I thought it was Meech's nephew. That's Bebe's nephew. That's Bebe, Cuffy's nephew. Okay, I got it.
Especially for never disowning Tammy Cowens despite her alleged role in Cuffy's situation. And listen, Bebe made some valid points.
See, what Bebe's saying is, yo, you knew Tammy Cohen was a rat bastard. You done brought her as a government informant, rat bastard, over to my uncle that's sitting in jail for 27 years, and I'm holding you responsible, Big Meech. So that's where we going. So the beginning was just a scenario. That's why I isolated myself from it, because I know I didn't know the whole story, but I got it now. Bebe is defending Cuffy, and You know what I mean? So 50 ain't got nothing to do with that, but right now, Meech, his life would be in danger from they have. So that welcome home party in, Cleveland, in Ohio over there where, Cuffy's from, I wouldn't suggest you throwing it over there. But that's what happened when you get caught up in the bull crap. That's why I love my life, because I could go to any state, because I've never told on no one. I never even contemplate on telling anyone. Even when I got cut in the face, I got the paperwork to that too. They asked me what happened. I told them I got cut on the fence. You know what I mean? The doctor said, no, but that's a straight line like a razor blade. Well, it must have been a razor blade in the fence. Now just stitch me up, watch the white meat, get that first, and, take me up to the shoe, let me heal up and get back to trying to get my get back. And that's the way that works. You know what I mean? But it's a different day and time, I see. Hold on.
A lot of people have been side-eyeing this whole thing from the jump, wondering why Meech never publicly addressed Tammy's involvement. When Bebe started going off, Big Meech ended up hanging up the call. And if you ask me, that's not a good look. After the audio hit the streets, Bebe sat down with Dogface TV for an exclusive 30-minute interview. In this sit-down, Bebe went even deeper into the drama between Big Meech, 42 Doug, and his uncle Dion Cuffey. Bebe straight up claimed that Big Meech knew exactly what Tammy Cowens was doing. And that's where the snitching accusations are really coming from. In fact, Bebe claims that in exchange for Tammy's involvement with the feds, Big Meech was supposed to get a time cut on his sentence. And there's paperwork to back this up. In those legal documents, Tammy reportedly claimed she met Dion Cuffey through Big Meech, which tied Cuffey into all this legal mess. But that's not even the end of it. Apparently, Big Meech also connected Fidel Suarez with Tammy. And now you've got multiple people caught up in this third-party cooperation situation.
Now that's foul. I gotta say that. That's straight foul. That's straight foul. You done introduced two of your good comrades to someone that's an informant. So did Meech know that Tammy was an informant at this time or not? If Meech knew that she was an informant when she introduced them to Cuffey and Suarez, then that means that, yes, Meech is a rat and he set it up and the third party exists. That's how that play out. When did Meech know that she was a rat? Because if he knew she was a government informant, never should he even introduce it to his comrades, even on the street. And I got one for that too, because another one, I'm out of town, right? I'm out of town and, they trying to catch us, but we down there by like Myrtle Beach at the time, where it's hot. They got the jet skis, the billabong, the bright colors, the Oakley glasses, and it's nothing but white dudes down there. Everybody's driving pickup trucks and riding four-wheelers on the street. So I'm down there in the joint, and they were trying to catch us as the black dudes, so they put this white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, nice-looking petite thing on one of the comrades that was posing as a surfer chick. She started playing with him, and she taking him to her house first, so they got comfortable. And then one night he was drunk, and she said, "Nah, let's go to your house, because you ain't gonna make it. Let me make sure I tuck you in." She drives him to his house. Now she know where he live at. She take pictures, and the whole time she was reporting back to the DEA on it, and they sent her in. Now, homie was bringing her around the comrades, and now she's meeting, the team. This is the agent, is now meeting the team. But, in Meech's situation, he said, hey, go holler at such and such. But if he didn't know that she was a government informant and he said, I want you to meet such and such, Cuffey for me and Suarez, I need you to make these moves, then that's different. But if he knew she was an informant, that means he straight up told. And the story ain't no way to say no different. So y'all decide that. So now she winds up bringing down the crew, bringing the homie down. But she didn't wind up getting the crew because the homies was on some time like, I don't trust that white woman. Don't bring her around me. And she was young. We was all in our 20s, early 20s. And she was even in her 20s. Like, yo, don't bring that white girl around me, man. And she never really got info on the crew like they expected, but she wound up taking the homie down. So that's why you need to know who, because they always send a woman. I know dudes who got robbed, if you want to hear one of them stories. Okay, I'm going to give you one real quick, right? Dude sends a girl out to Detroit. Matter of fact, where they from? Dude sends his girl out to Detroit, and he tells her to play dude, set him up. He buying a lot of H, because they had H out there, and get him back to New York with the bag, with the pretense that I'm gonna sell, you know, this to him. You know what I mean? So girl go out there and stay with him for a month, right? Then when they come back, dude come back and tell him that he got everything lined up. You know what I mean? He said, but, you know, you ain't got to bring the drugs now, but come back to Detroit with me and get the money. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you have your courier bring the drugs after. You know what I mean? You get the money back safe. So we ain't going to try and crisscross the two, right? So he goes out there to go pick up this money. It's about maybe $280,000. He go out there to go pick up this money. And when he go pick up the money, you know, dude winds up getting him in the apartment and shooting him 4 times in the head because his girl flipped within a month that she was out there in Detroit because he treated her better than the dude in New York that initially set it up to send her to Detroit. You see how crazy these stories are? These is all types of stuff that just in my mind. Come on, man. Hold up.
Why did you dump those affidavits to help cuff out if this your man? That's it. That's all. If you my man, and I can help you get out of jail, I help you get out of position, any position that you're in, and I know I don't play no part, I'm coming to help you.
But while
That's some real shit. Baby official. Round of applause to Baby. Round of applause to Baby. That was official. He said that 100% right. Can't say no better, Baby. Now I got it. I thought that was Meech's nephew at the beginning, so I already know the rat bastards is going to be all in the beginning of the comments. Say, no, you got it mixed up. That's Baby. That's Baby. Cuff down nephew. I had it mixed up. You know what I mean? My apologies. Let's keep it moving.
Meech might have gotten some benefits from this arrangement, Dion Cuffey ended up getting 27 years behind bars.
See, now, the benefits that Meech was supposed to get, from what I do know, from what I have read, is he was supposed to get a time cut back in 2015. So that's why they was talking back then when they had the Obama clemency that I was waiting on, because I was in there doing Life Plus 20, that Meech was getting ready to get released by Obama. Remember when that was going around 2015? That's because they was expecting the work that Tammy allegedly put in to third-party grandfather over to Meech, you know, to get Meech out. And they was going to say Obama did it. Maybe. But that's where we at. That's the time. But Tammy messed that up when she went and opened her legs and allegedly got into bed with the same handler, which is the head agent that was trying to bring down these men. So that wound up helping. Round of applause for that. All right.
And according to Bebe, that's because of third-party cooperation, which is why people are calling Big Meech a rat. To make matters worse, 50 Cent's been keeping receipts, and he's been airing out anyone aligned with his enemies. And guess what? Big Meech and his son Lil Meech have been seen rubbing shoulders with 50's longtime rivals. So how did 50 respond?
Now, how would you respond after you done helped a man's son, picked him up from the dirt and made him into something? And then you kept his brand alive and come home and you hand him his business, and then he's running around with your ops. How would you feel? I know back in our days that would have been nothing less than gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. Let's keep it moving.
Already know he went straight to Instagram. If there's one thing about 50, it's that he's the king of social media shade.
The king.
He posted more cryptic messages, made jokes, and kept throwing shots at Big Meech and his family. But what really had people talking was 50 hinting at dropping a tell-all documentary about BMF featuring Tammy Cowens. If that actually happens, it's gonna blow the lid off this whole situation. And let's not forget how hard 50's been going at Lil Meech. After leaking messages where Lil Meech tried to stay cool with him, 50 threatened to drop him from the BMF show entirely. 50 also kept pushing those substance allegations, claiming producers and cast members saw the same thing.
Do y'all think 50 Cent was wrong for trying to disassociate himself from Little Meech? Put it in the comments. And I'm going to tell you how it is for real. But y'all put it in the comments and be respectful in the comments. Bottom line is, my enemy's son is my enemy. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't talk to your father, but I'm going to talk to you. My enemy's son is my enemy. And I'm going to treat him no different than I would my enemy. And that's how it is on the street. End the story. Yeah, we was cool and everything, but still, you came from that nutsack. One day you're going to wake up and say, nah, let me avenge my father. And I'm laying in the bed cool because we've been hanging out a decade later, traveling, and blew you back up, got BMF going, and then here you go. You never forgot what I did to your father. And for that 10 years, I wasn't even dealing with your father, but you were still dealing with your father, building your relationship with him. While I'm blowing you up and you taking a bag to him, and he's getting his cut of the bag from the BMF brand, and y'all eating off of me, but this man talking about he ain't talking to me and I'm feeding him? Y'all don't understand how this thing playing out for real in 50's heart? What Meech did hurt more to 50 than a female breaking up with him. That disloyalty that Meech performed hurts 50 Cent more than a female breaking up with him. He'd rather his baby mama leave him. You know what I mean? Than his man cross him. That's what hurt, because you know you had plenty of times to take him out. And you didn't, and now you where you at. Let's go. So that's why when they saw that first form, you take him out. And he just took him out, the Stars movement, and trying to shut down the BMF joint.
And even accused Big Meech of encouraging his son's behavior.
See?
The whole situation is messy, and it doesn't seem like there's any peace coming anytime soon. At this point, the streets are demanding answers. Bebe's putting pressure on Meech, 50 Cent's exposing paperwork, and Cuffy's sitting in prison for 27 years. If this third-party cooperation deal really happened, Big Meech's legacy could take a serious hit, and it might be too late to fix it. So where do we go from here? Honestly, it's hard to say. Knowing 50 Cent, he's probably already plotting his next move, whether it's more IG posts, another documentary, or even legal action. You never really know with him. As for Big Meech's family, they're clearly not backing down. With his nephew stepping up and making those threats, it looks like they're ready to defend their name at all costs. And if Lil Meech decides to fire back too, it's gonna get even more heated. One thing's for sure, this beef is far from over. And with all the players involved, this could turn into one of the messiest, most public feuds we've seen in a long time.
All right, so y'all let me know now, man. Put in the comment, whose nephew was that? All right, I know y'all gonna eat me up in the comments, but I keep it organic like that. Like I said, my joint ain't nothing scripted or fake. Is that Meech's nephew or is that Cuffy's nephew? Correct me in the comments. Let's keep it moving.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26,
yeah.
He back on the strip, getting back in the mix.
Yeah.
What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit.
Yeah.
Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn.
Real.
Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. Baby horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.